Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with another episode. Sorry I could not upload yesterday because there was something wrong with my mouse and my PC as well. So it took so long to fix it. I think I could not get an episode for you guys. So what do we have today? Of course, we're going to talk about Miguel Aziz. We're also going to talk about something more as well. So stay tuned for that. And of course, if you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. The first news is of course about Miguel Aziz. So it looks like uh, Miguel Aziz is not getting the game time that he was expecting to get at Portsmouth. So Arsenal prospect Miguel Aziz has been blowing people away because he's struggling with injuries. But here's the problem with what's happening. He's only managed 59 minutes of League One football all season and was an unused substitute in last night's 4-0 hammering by Ipswich Town. They lost 4-0 and Miguel Aziz was not a part of it. Like, seriously. So it was the fifth time that Danny Cowley, Pompey boss, has named him on the bench but failed to use him in a match. So some Arsenal fans have reacted to it. They say that absolute waste of time loaning him to Portsmouth. Another one said recall him in January and send him somewhere where he will play. He'd have he'd have been better off playing for the under 23s than this loan spell. Another one says Aziz is beyond League One level. What a waste of time this Pompey loan has been. Another one said Arteta needs to recall him and loan him to another club. Another one says that I was told he has a lot of work to do with his off the ball game. So that may tie into why he's not yet trusted at that level yet. Another one said we must call him back. There's possible game time for him in our first team. Well, moving on. So Lokonga opened up about how Lacazette is actually helping him settle at Arsenal. He says he backed me, he backed the team. I think when we come on, we have to bring this mentality that Lacazette did. I think he brought the fire when he came on, and that's what we need to try to do every time somebody comes on. I want to play the next game as quick as possible. When you play a game like this, you're hungry inside because I made a mistake. I want to play the next game as quick as possible to change everything. I think apart from the goal, we did not do well in terms of quality. Simple things. I think after the opening goal, we relaxed too much because we had to look for the second goal. We had to put more pressure on them, and we did not. That's 100% true. That's the reality. That is a fact. The blood curdling fact, and you just can't escape that, could you? Jason Candy has slammed Arsenal for their celebrations after Lacazette's goal. Now, he says, I have to say Palace superb tonight. Absolutely brilliant. Every Palace fan can be delighted with what they've seen. I've just watched Arsenal celebrate a draw. Last minute against Palace. I know what it's like when you get a point. But there's been a lot of Arsenal fans leaving that stadium thinking, did we really just celebrate a point against Crystal Palace? So Jamie Carragher actually, after the game in the Sky Sports MNF Monday Night Football coverage, said this. He says, it keeps this unbeaten run going. Sometimes when you score a late last minute goal, even if they did not get you 3 points, it feels like that. It is more than just a point because you get that result. They never played well tonight against Arsenal, but there was an energy about them, especially in the first 20 minutes when Lacazette came on. There was actually something about the energy. When they won the corner, he was lifting the crowd up and trying to get them going. You saw the reaction when the equalizer went in. Sometimes it's not great looking at that league table. It's only a point. But just that feeling going into the dressing room and the training ground tomorrow on the back of that. So let's see on the back of that what things will happen. We don't know. We're only hoping for better things against Aston Villa. But Aaron Ramsdale shared this on his Instagram stories. Well, he says not something you do every weekend. Of course, that's not something you do every weekend, especially a guy like Aaron Ramsdale. So Ramsdale against Crystal Palace became the first goalkeeper to take two throw-ins in a single Premier League game since Joe Hart took three for Man City versus QPR in May 2012. So that is the stat behind this image as well. So Apparently, that was not shared by Aaron Ramsdale. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on Instagram shared this image and he said that not enough for a home game. We stopped playing after the first goal, but we didn't give up and fought till the end. Big help from the guys that came in. Lacazette, well deserved, my bro. We go again. COYG. Well, enough of COYGs, man. My G's need to, you know, they need to start firing up, man. It's not working anymore. But moving on, talking about Raheem Sterling, Martin Keown has a big and bold statement. Says that Raheem Sterling needs to start games, and that's like oxygen for football players. So he says, "I'm not a person that's going to." That's what Sterling said. I'm sorry to say that. So Martin Keown says that he did also say he didn't want to rock the boat and stress the manager. It's refreshing when a player is honest. I don't think it's disrupted City too much. You've got to remember it's the oxygen for players that they are picked every week. Sitting on the bench is difficult. When you do get your chance on the pitch, you've got to show it. Well, it's pretty much clear if Sterling's game time is restricted, I'm sure he's definitely going to look at other pastures. But the question is, will he look at Arsenal? Of course, that gives him an opportunity to stay in England. So does Newcastle. But I don't know which one is more difficult. Rebuilding Newcastle or Arsenal. Anyways, staying at Man City is ideal for Raheem Sterling as of now. But moving on, we all know when Ben White signed for Arsenal, of course, not a good game against Crystal Palace, but when he signed for Arsenal, a lot of things happened. A lot of guys said, yeah, we could have got Rafa Varane, but we thought, let's go for Ben White. What the hell is wrong with Arsenal? These were the words, almost, similar. These kind were the words. But let's see how things will turn out. Moving on, so Dominic Calvert-Lewin, it looks like there's another club alongside Arsenal and Real Madrid that want the signature of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's no one other than Newcastle United. Of course, another day, another story and another rumor linking Newcastle to another star player. So Telegraph state that Calvert-Lewin is on the list of Newcastle United's potential targets under their new Saudi Arabian ownership. So that could be the case. But Kevin Campbell has pointed out Arsenal's problem in that Crystal Palace game. He says, Palace were quicker to the ball after the first 20 minutes. We looked leggy, like we didn't have the legs. That can happen over the international break. It can be difficult to get back into game mode after the break. Fair play to Palace. Alright, there is nothing wrong. But Arsenal are facing competition from Inter Milan, who would want to bring Luka Jovic on loan at San Siro. Luka Jovic has been touted as a replacement for Alex Lacazette at the Emirates, with the experienced striker set to leave at the end of the current campaign. But it looks like Inter may beat them to the punch by attempting to bring the struggling Real striker in during the winter. Alright. So big Lautaro Martinez blow for Arsenal because Fabrizio Romano tweeted out, new contract soon for Argentinian players in Serie A. Inter will announce new 5 years deal for Lautaro Martinez, no release clause. Juventus have an agreement in place for Paulo Dybala's contract. Just a matter of time for official statements. But here's another bigger headache for Arsenal. They are facing stern competition for Alexander Isak as well. According to Spanish news outlet AS, via Team Talk, Barcelona are interested in signing Alexander Isak. The report claims that Barcelona are unable to compete for Erling Haaland next summer, so they have instead turned their attention to Isak, who Arsenal are said to be keen on. Let's see if that happens or not. So Emil Smith-Rowe has revealed and removed the lid about a failed Aston Villa bid, a couple of them actually, and his failed move to Aston Villa. So speaking to Soccer AM YouTube channel, Emil said, yeah, I'm buzzing, man, I'm buzzing. There's not much I can really say. I was never going to say no to it. But yeah, no, I was buzzing. My family were really happy for me as well. And that's the most important thing. So yeah, Um, yeah, I think that's what he said. I feel like I don't really try to set myself any challenges going forward. I try to keep moving forward by the game and see how it goes. That's what he said. I don't think so. This report, oh my god, this report promised me that he would say something about his failed Aston Villa move, but there isn't any quote, which is really sad. Moving on, so here's something that you would not want to be a part of. So the Premier League have confirmed that Craig Pawson will referee Arsenal's Friday night clash against Aston Villa. So Craig Pawson was the referee to send off David Luiz and Bernd Leno in a single game against Wolves. If you remember, what a horrific night that was. That was a very horror show. Horror show. So the referee appointment has really irked a lot of Arsenal supporters on social media, and they've really took to Twitter to say that they are not happy about it. So one of them said, Craig Pawson will take charge of Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Michael Oliver is on VAR duties. So another one said, it is over for Arteta. Another one said, L. It's like they're doing it on purpose. Another one says, give me strength. Another Arsenal fan says, another horrible refereeing incoming. Another one says, okay, well, this sucks. Of course it is. Not good. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see daily Arsenal content, cheers. I'll see you in the next one.